Hi guys, Frank Gamer here, just doing a vlog real quick. I've been kept busy by this, so blame school for that one. Also, I've got a bunch of research I'm doing for a professor up at the university I'm at, so a lot of work. I love it though, don't get me wrong, I love it. But there's a lot to talk about. First, TotalBiscuit released a video called In Defense of Definitions. I am working on a rebuttal of sorts. Far be it from me to disagree with TotalBiscuit, who has such a fan following, myself included, but I just think he's wrong on this, and I'll explain why in the video. I might put it up on We Play Games if they let me. I'll talk to them about it. But I would like to bring attention to We Play Games if you haven't. That's where I posted my GamerGate video, my most recent one. Click the notation to go to the GamerGate video. Well, the video is mostly my push for evolution in the discussion of gaming. A lot of GamerGate has been concerned with journalist ethics. That's not a bad cause by any means. The thing is, it really is more than that. It's not necessarily just journalism that needs to be changed in the game industry. The way we do reviews is important. The way we cover video games is important. But something else is important too, and I would argue that in video games, the discussion of games, the study of games, the analysis of games needs to be elevated from where it is now to where it needs to be. So where do we need to go? Well, we need to have respect for the industry. That doesn't mean, we bow down to the game devs and the game journalists. No, that's not what I'm saying. I mean, we can disagree. We can disagree about a game without getting heated about it. And that would be wonderful if we could finally do that. Because right now, if I post something online and I say, well, man, I appreciate your opinion, but I just disagree with blah, blah, blah. People will rain fire from the sky on me simply for disagreeing with them. Disagreements among video game enthusiasts is normal. Disagreements among people analyzing video games, that's also normal. But that doesn't mean that we need to act like it's a bad thing. Disagreements are not a bad thing. Disagreements challenge theory. When you pose a theory and someone posts another article asking about that theory or poking holes in it or poking at it, asking questions about it, that's a good thing because then the article that follows will clarify, will develop. Theories in business, theories in economics, finance, accounting, these theories develop because someone asked a question, and then someone else asked another question about that person's question. This needs to happen in video games. I've noticed there are a few video game journals out there. They're so small, they're almost ignorable. And what's more is none of them really focus on video games the way I think video games should be focused on. I think video game discussion can be elevated beyond what it is now. I don't think that, we should all have monocles and smoke pipes. Not that there's anything wrong with that. There have been great advances in the study of video games. One concept that's come out is ludonarrative dissonance. For sort of the disconnect you feel when you're playing a game whose gameplay doesn't match up with the game itself, the experience you're having. This is an interesting concept, and I encourage you, if you're interested in that kind of thing, to look it up. Other ideas have come up. Psychologists have been studying the Tetris effect, as they call it, basically saying that someone who plays Tetris for long periods of time will continue to see falling blocks or hear the sounds associated with it. I know whenever I play Destiny for long periods of time, when I get off, I sort of hear the same sounds. I think I have little ghosts that I go with for some reason. No, the study of video games is an interesting thing because the current criticism of games boils down to 10 out of 10 stars, would buy again, 10 out of 10 IGN. It doesn't need to be like that. You will never see a numerical score on my YouTube channel. You will never see it. And here's why. I don't think bundling up your feelings about a game into a quantitative state is a good idea. Because you can't. How can you sum up your entire experience with the number 6 versus the number 10? I mean, Destiny is a fun game. People have been saying it's 6, 7 out of 10. But a lot of people have pushed back saying it's really because the reviewers are feeling more careful about reviewing big budget games now. And that's fine, but I wish they would get away from numerical scores. I really wish they would. There's nothing quantifiable about it. How do you quantify an experience? Video games offer so much to society as a whole, to our culture, and we're becoming a global culture, video game enthusiasts. If you think about it, people that are film buffs aren't necessarily looked down upon in culture. In fact, if they know a lot, for example, they've studied Fritz Lang and they know his movies like the back of their hand, they're actually fairly well respected. Same thing with someone who, for example, loves Kafka. You read Kafka and you say, wow, man, I love his stories. In Metamorphosis, I wonder if this is representative of blah, blah, blah. That's fine. You're actually held up in high regard. But why is it then that video game enthusiasts, when they criticize or analyze a video game, are thought of as nerds and dorks? We need to change that. We need to change that because we are acting like nerds and dorks right now. We are arguing with each other. We are yelling at each other just for having simple academic disagreements, when that's all they are academic disagreements. Ladies and gentlemen, I implore you, elevate the discussion. GamerGate has had great strides. Again, I point you to my GamerGate video over at We Play Games. Please, if you haven't subscribed to We Play Games, subscribe. They are a great group of guys. I'm over there with them. It is a lot of fun having podcasts every Saturday with them. I encourage you guys, by the way, to watch it. Typically Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Sometimes a little earlier. We'll send out tweets, so subscribe to my Twitter if you haven't. I think games have the potential to change everything. With the Oculus Rift and PlayStation's Project Morpheus, bringing gaming into the limelight again, I think the interactivity element is what differentiates games from films, and I believe there's something to that. I believe there's an element there that can create new experiences for viewers and players, something beyond where we are now. And I think you're going to see that in the next 20 years. Mark my words, maybe even sooner. This has been Frank Gamer. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. I'll try to get another video out next week. Hopefully the TotalBiscuit rebuttal. Again, I like the man. I like what he has to say. And I simply academically disagree with him. And we can do that in video games. We can. Without yelling at each other or starting flame wars. You guys stay classy.